Welcome everybody to Chris's Collectibles Corner. This is my official first episode, first upload on this channel. So for those of you who are watching or tuning in or stumbled across this channel, thank you so much. I'm going to be covering the brand new Vegeta Mini from the new series Dragon Ball Daima. He just came out. He's pretty new. He just came out in the month of November. I think he's due to ship over here in the States, I think in December, or I think the first quarter of 2025. But I was able to pick him up from Hobby Genkai. He goes for $35 with taxes. It came out to about $40 in the shipping, so not too bad. I mean, if you don't mind waiting, you probably get them cheaper here in the States, but you know, I like to get the figures sooner than later. Anyways, that aside, let's take a look at the packaging. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty standard packaging. We have the figure there, a couple of the poses that he can do, the different expressions that he comes with in the box. I'm not gonna lie, I think the box is a little too big for such a small figure. Like, look how tiny he is. So yeah, I definitely think they probably could have gave him like a smaller box, like they did with Dragon Ball GT Kid Goku, you know, where it's kind of like, you know, 3/4 the size of this, which I felt would have been probably more appropriate. But whatever, maybe it's just easier for them because the majority of their figures come in a box size like this, unless it's like a P Bandai exclusive. So whatever, is what it is. But yeah, standard packaging. I mean, the figure looks good within the box. I guess the one critique I will give it, and I guess this is just like their base for all their figures that are kind of like a standard release, is $35. I don't know, and I think for something that's so small, I don't know, I think they could have went down to at least 25, maybe even 20, because you're not really getting a lot with him, and I'll go over that later on in the video. But that aside, you know, like, he costs as much as a regular Super Saiyan Vegeta, who's about 2.5 times the size of him, or even the new Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue that just came out. But, you know, those are just my thoughts. But alright, that aside, let's take a look at how he is outside of the packaging and get the overall look at the figure. Also, don't forget, if you are new to SH Figuarts collecting, Tamashii does this thing now where they put the instructions inside on the lip, which I like that much better, because in the older figures, it used to be like a little pamphlet piece of paper and like a paper backdrop, and sometimes when you close it would still like slide out and you try to put the figure back in. So I like this a lot more. But if you're new to it, it kind of shows you some of the instructions on how to kind of like put the pieces together for him. So alright, but back to the figure. Alright, and there we have him, the brand new Daima Mini Vegeta from the new series of Dragon Ball that's out. So as you see, he's tiny, man. He's really small. And I guess because of his small legs, he has a hard time standing up, especially on this rotating disc. But you know, if we measure him from head to toe, he stands at just a little over 3 inches. So yeah, he's small, man. He's really tiny. I don't think he's as small as the Chaozu accessory that came with the new Tien that came out a couple years ago. All right, guys, we're just gonna slow this down, because he just cannot keep his balance on this rotating disc. But yeah, so he's really tiny. Overall, though, I think the figure's nice for the size that it is. You know, they did some really good clean paint work. Like, I'm not seeing any smudges or any bleeding into any parts of the figure that shouldn't be. I think it has a nice aesthetic. I mean, I do wish personally it had something like of an ab crunch. I think the articulation that they did on the mini Daima Goku figure was superb, especially for the size that it was. But I guess, you know, because of Vegeta's aesthetic and the armor, and because of how small he is, there probably are limitations to doing something like that. Just kind of like, I guess, like cutting right above, like underneath the chest line, to kind of give him more of like an ab crunch, so you can, I guess, do some more dynamic poses. But overall, I mean, the figure looks nice. You know, he looks good. He looks like Vegeta, like a kid, which is a nice thing, because, you know, Vegeta, we have like so many different versions of Scouter and Armor Vegeta, and then without the armor. So this is a nice variation of like a different type of Vegeta, I guess. He's still in the armor, but I guess a completely different scale and size. So it's cool. So that aside, let's go into his articulation. So let me just pick him up from here. All right, articulation wise, guys, he can move his arm, like that. Oh, hold on. I don't know why the focusing is off like that. But yeah, he can move his arms at about 90-degree angle, which is good. He could bend at the elbow about 90 degrees. No, it could actually 90 degrees exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just a little small ball joint. He has some articulation. Yeah, see, he can't bend forward at all. But, he can bend back. I guess if he's got to do the Neo from the Matrix, he could do that pretty well. His leg articulation. All right, so, wow, he's got some pretty good leg articulation. He can kick up really high. How far is how's his back kicks looking? Oh wow, he can kick back pretty good too. I guess the crotch is made out of a soft plastic like they've been doing with some of the new 3.0 models. Yeah, bends at the knees. He's got good ankle articulation. Don't let all the falling that was happening earlier tell you any difference. He's actually got a good rotation, so much better than all the other 2.0 Vegeta, so that's a good plus right there. And as far as head articulation, yeah, I mean, he could look down a little bit, and he could look up a lot, and I think he's going to need to do that a lot, especially as small as he is, but, Vegeta prideful, so he don't care. He'll walk up to you, what you want, like, you don't give a damn.
There's one thing a Saiyan always keeps, his stride!
Yeah, that's what we got going right here with Vegeta as far as the articulation. Overall, I think the articulation is good for what you get. Oh, I forgot to show this. You can turn side to side, so that's also a plus. It's pretty standard SH Figuarts articulation. I think it's pretty good for what they did for such a small figure, man. I mean, that's really great what they did right there. So, yeah. I mean, I do wish they did a little something different under the armpits so that little piece isn't popping out. But I guess there's a reason for that with one of the accessories that he comes with in the box, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, actually. Oh, all right. Well, Vegeta, I'm sorry. So, let's go over the accessories now. All right, guys. So, this is stuff he comes with in the box. We have 3 different facial expressions, a windy hair accessory, which is nice. I wish Tamashii would add that in more of the figures. And then we have the cross arms accessory, and they did something a little different over there that they usually don't do. So we're gonna get into that a little bit. But as far as like the faceplates look really good, man. Nice and clean. So you can get a close-up look at that. Yeah, they look really clean. Nice. That's a little Vegeta smirking face, a little cocky face. That one, it's a variation. You could be in pain, you could be getting punched in the face, you could be powering up, it could be, any of that. This one right here, too, is a teeth gritter. This is the same thing, similar, you can use it for similar stuff, like he's gritting, he's powering up, he's mad, he's smaller than he usually is, And then the windy hair, that's a really nice accessory as well. I like that they are adding these with a lot of the figures, because we usually have to go to like third parties to kind of get some variations of the hair. And as far as like the face plates, let me see if I can put this on right here. Yeah, you kind of just plug it right in. And oh man, that looks really nice. The way that they did that, it's real flush across the face. No gaps, no seam lines. You would think it's just one piece, so it's really good actually how they did this. They've they've gotten much better with their head sculpts. Tamashii definitely stepped their game up. Oh, I also forgot to show you guys as well the hands that he has. But man, these hands are so tiny. I'm scared I might lose these. Like, look how tiny these hands are, man. I don't even know if you guys can see them on the camera. They're tiny, but they got actually has some detail on them, you know. So these are Ki Blast hands, you know. See like little wrinkles in there. Another Ki Blast hand, or like he's kind of like he's grabbing something, you know, maybe a baby bottle, because you know he's a little baby now. And then these are his, you know, iconic kung fu hands, you know. So yeah. And then this is the cross arm accessory, and oh, all right. See, this is the thing that they did that I like. It makes it easier to put it on. This little tab in the middle, so you could take it apart and then just pop it in the shoulders and then reconnect it. So let's actually try to do that now. Let me just grab the Vegeta figure. Yeah, so how you want to do this, you just want to grab him by the shoulder and just pop that out right there. The other one as well, just grab it. And they're not too tight, so I wouldn't worry about breaking it. And then let's see, this is the left side, so we're just gonna pop that in. Boom, like that. And then right here on the shoulder, pop that in, and then that little tab right there. Boom. And yeah, man, that looks good. That looks clean. That looks just like typical Vegeta, man. Always standing off in the corner, serious, doesn't want to be bothered, observing and judging everybody like he usually does, or upset about something silently. But yeah, overall, you know, I'm pleased with this figure. If you're a Vegeta fan, I definitely think this is a must-get figure. The articulation is good. The paint work is clean. The faceplates are clean. He doesn't really come with any accessories or anything, and you already know Tamashii's gonna double dip, and they're gonna come out with a P Bandai exclusive of him in Super Saiyan mode. I think they just announced the Super Saiyan mini Goku as a completely different figure, which was unnecessary, but whatever. So I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing with Vegeta, because Vegeta and Goku are just reasons for them to print money. You know, people are gonna buy them regardless, no matter how upset or unnecessary they think that it is. But yeah, guys, so this is the Vegeta figure from Dragon Ball Daima, and yeah, my final thoughts. Yeah, I give him, I guess, out of a 5-star rating. It's his first video, so I guess the first time I'll use this. I might regret this later. Maybe I won't stick to this, but out of a 1 to 5, I'm gonna give him a 3.5. Yeah, I mean, he's a solid figure. He's good. He looks good. You know, he's Vegeta, so I'm always gonna love that. I just think for the price, you know, you get figures that are literally 2 times, 2.5 his times, like his size. You know, for $35, you can get a full-size Vegeta. But that's just me. Oh, also, I forgot to show you guys, because I'm sure this is what everyone's gonna be doing. I mean, why wouldn't you? Give me 1 second, and I can go and grab him. And that's him next to the man himself, Goku, or as Vegeta likes to call him, Kakarot. So yeah, guys, that's how they scale up next to each other. And yeah, I guess I'll show you guys another figure, just to kind of show you what the normal SH Figuarts like roughly stands at for the $35 price range. This is the Tonsinart Trunks. So he's pretty much how big the SH Figuarts like figures normally are. So yeah, as you can see, he's about like double the size. I guess you can't even fit in the frame the way that how I have this framed up for little Vegeta. That's how tiny he is. But yeah, as you can see, the normal figures are about $35. Now this is obviously not $35. This is third party, but if you guys want to see a video on him, maybe I'll just do it anyways. yeah, overall, I give the figure a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, I think if you're a Vegeta and if you're already this deep into the line, like collecting, it's a must-have. You gotta grab it. You're gonna grab it regardless of what I say. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and come back for some others, because I have a lot of these guys in my collections, even the original one. So I might do some retro reviews and go backwards to kind of compare some of the 1.0s to the 2.0s and 3.0s and the reissues and re-releases that they do. But thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you enjoyed this review. And I'm just, happy to be able to share my hobbies. Not really my passion. I like Dragon Ball, but I'm not like passionate about it. All right, guys. Anyways, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Gonna show you guys some poses, and until then, peace.